I think my grandfather gave his curse to me. My grandfather always said, "I'm cursed with eternal life." I never believed him, not really. It was just one of those things old people say, like when they grumble about their aching bones predicting the weather. I'd heard him say it 100 times, but I never thought much of it. Not until now. He told me about the curse when I was 10. I remember the way his voice dropped, the way his usually steady hands trembled when he spoke. He said it happened when he was a boy, way back in 1867 in New York. He described it so vividly that I could almost see it through his words. The carriages clattered by, he had said. The sound of horses' hooves echoed in a perfect rhythm against the cobblestone. The air smelled like damp wood and horse shit, the way the city always smelled. I had just robbed a corner store, a stupid, reckless thing, I know, but I was desperate. I ran into an alleyway to hide. He told me that's when he knew something was wrong. It was dark in all the places it shouldn't have been, he said. The kind of dark that doesn't come from shadows, but from something else entirely. The air was thick, like syrup. The bricks of the alley walls weren't even, laid by hands that didn't quite know how to lay bricks. And then I heard it. A whisper. Not to his ears, but to his soul. He said it spoke to him, but he could never remember what it said. That part always stuck with me. My grandfather had never forgotten anything. He had the kind of mind that could recall what he had for breakfast 70 years ago, but this he couldn't remember. It was a deal, he had told me. I know that much. I agreed to something, though I don't know what, and ever since then, I haven't been able to die. I was 10, I laughed it off. Okay, Grandpa, sure, I'm 21 now. I live alone in a tiny apartment in California. My grandfather died last year, and now I think I understand, because I'm seeing things. At first, they were small things, little wrongs that I could explain away. Sometimes my apartment building had negative numbered rooms that shouldn't exist. Sometimes the floors didn't add up. The building would have 13 floors one day, 31 the next. I'd blink, and the world would be back to normal. Then came the sounds. The fridge opening in the middle of the night, but when I checked, it was shut tight. The bathroom fan turning on by itself, only to be silent when I got up to check. I'd hear whispers through the vents, too faint to understand. I convinced myself it was just the pipes. And then I saw it. I was watching YouTube, an episode of Creepcast, I think, when the shadows in the corner of my room deepened. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but then I felt it. Something was in the room. I turned my head just slightly, and for a moment I saw it. A figure, a humanoid void, a thing of shadows standing too still, watching me. The moment my eyes landed on it, it vanished, but the darkness in the corners of my room remained wrong, just a little darker than it should be. Uncanny, that was the first time. It wasn't the last. The longer I ignored it, the worse it got. I saw it in the reflections of windows, staring at me from across the street. I saw it through the peephole of my door, standing at the end of the hall. At the grocery store, the candy aisle suddenly became filled with fish and meat. Things that shouldn't be there. But no one else noticed. No one else ever noticed. I tried to act normal, to live my life as if nothing was wrong, but it hated that. Whenever I tried to relax, it would scream. Not in a way anyone else could hear, only in my head, in my bones, vibrating through my teeth like nails scraping metal. When I tried to sleep, it would scratch me. I'd wake up to burning cuts on my arms, my legs, my back. When I went outside, I felt it hovering behind me, a pressure in the air just over my shoulder. I could never see it, but I knew it was there. Then the sleep paralysis started again. I've had it for years, waking up trapped in my body, mind screaming at my limbs to move while I suffocate in silence. It was terrifying before. Now, it's so much worse. The first time it happened after this all started, I woke up flat on my back, my body locked in place. The room was thick with darkness, but not the kind cast by the absence of light. This darkness breathed. And then it was there. The figure. Standing at the foot of my bed. The shadows clung to it like a second skin, hiding what it truly looked like. A void, shifting, writhing. But as it leaned closer, the details emerged. Its breath hit me first. Rotten, thick. If you've ever smelled a decomposing body, imagine something worse. A stench so strong it clung to my throat, coated my tongue in the taste of rot. Like decay mixed with cat piss, sewage, something feral, something wrong. Then I saw its eyes, 2 white dots, deep, endless, staring through me. Its mouth, stretched too wide, its expression twisted into something that mimicked a human smile but didn't understand it. It was the mockery of a grin, a hollow parody of warmth. And then I saw it clearly. For the first time, it had my grandfather's face, or something wearing it. Its features were wrong, stretched, distorted, its mouth too big, its eyes too small, its skin sagging like melting wax. It wasn't him, it was never him, but it wanted me to think it was. It hovered over me, staring, unblinking, its mouth open. It was going to whisper. It was going to tell me something. And then I woke up. I always wake up before it speaks. For that small mercy, I am thankful, but I know it won't last, because every night it stays a little longer. And I have a horrible feeling, a dread so deep it suffocates me. What happens when it finally gets bored of watching?